Hey, what's going on everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showing you all the cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto 5, how to activate them on the PlayStation, and a little bit about what they do. These cheat codes will work with any of the 3 characters that you can play as in single player, but they will not work on GTA Online. So a couple quick things before we start. To activate these cheats, you're going to want to put in a certain code into your controller by pressing a combination of buttons in a specific order. And also, if you die, it will deactivate any of the cheats that you had on. Also, if you want to deactivate any cheats that you have on, you simply put in the code for that cheat again, and it will just take it right off. Now, the first cheat we're going to be looking at today is the drunk mode cheat. And just like it sounds, this cheat makes your character drunk. And the code to activate this cheat is triangle right, right left, right square, circle left. And now, as you can see, when your character walks, he doesn't walk as normal. He just stumbles around a bit, so he's really sloppy, and when you can see he runs, he sort of just hobbles along. There's not a huge difference though when you're on your feet, but the big difference in this cheat comes from when you're driving. So at first when you're driving, it might not seem like a big difference, but the longer you drive, the more noticeable it's going to get. So as you can see, I just swerved into a bush right there, but I didn't actually do that. I wasn't touching the controller, it just did that itself. So that's what this cheat does. It makes your character swerve uncontrollably, and you're really going to have to keep your hand on the controller if you don't want him to do that. Now the next cheat that we're going to look at is the Flaming Bullets cheat. Now the code to activate this cheat is L1, R1, square, R1, left, R2, R1, left, square, right, L1, L1. And this cheat's pretty cool. It makes all of your bullets set on fire when they hit their target. So, as you can see, all these people have been shot and they are now burning. And it works on cars too. As you can see, if I take out a faster gun, things will set on fire much faster. This car's not exploding for some reason. This car must have the most fireproof gas tank in the world because it is still not exploded. But if you see, if I try to shoot something like a light post, it won't catch on fire. So only things that you can destroy, like cars and people, will actually catch on fire. The ground won't catch on fire, buildings won't catch on fire, nothing like that. But you can cause a lot of damage with this. You can quickly set cars on fire if you use an automatic gun like I'm doing. And eventually they will blow up if they're on fire for long enough. So that can cause a chain reaction. If I shoot a cop car, the cops don't have to be actually shot to set on fire. Alright, the next cheat we have is the explosive ammo cheat. And the code to activate this cheat is right square X left R1 R2 left right right L1 L1 L1. And this cheat's very similar to the last one, except instead of your ammo setting on fire, it explodes. So as you can see, one shot from this gun just absolutely demolishes the cars. And unlike the last cheat, it actually works on more than just people and cars. So it will also work on light posts and destructible environment like mailboxes and stuff like that. So every single bullet you shoot with this explodes. So if you take out a automatic gun like this one, every single shot explodes. So it's kind of overkill like that because cars explode with one bullet anyway, so this is just making sure that you get the job done. But that is something you're going to want to be careful. If you're too close to the thing you're exploding, you will die. Alright, so the next cheat we're looking at is the explosive melee attacks cheat. And the code to activate this cheat is right, left, X, triangle, R1, circle, 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 L2. And this cheat's just like the explosive bullets cheat, except instead of bullets, it's your fists and your kicks and your other melee attacks. So this also works on things like signs and mailboxes and light posts, and it also works really good on people. And although the explosion is happening right next to you, it doesn't do any damage to you unless you do it to a car, which we'll see a little later. And it also works with other melee weapons besides your fists. So if I take out a knife, you can stab someone and have them explode too. A little unnecessary, but, you know. So I tried to stab that car there to show you it exploding, and I missed, but I think I get it this time, and I don't. Maybe not the best GTA player in the world, but good enough. So over here, these cops never stood a chance because they can just be blown away like that. It's a one-hit kill. Combined with the explosive ammo cheats, basically everything you do will kill your target immediately. And there, as you see, when the car explodes, it will kill you. So even though your exploding hands don't kill you, the cars will. And the next cheat we're going to be looking at is the fast running cheat. And the code to activate this cheat is triangle, left, right, L2, L1, square. And this cheat makes your character run much faster. Pretty simple. As you can see, my character is way faster than he was before. Even when you just jog by holding the run button instead of tapping it when you just jog, that is also much faster. So compared to these cars, still kind of slow, but it is way faster than just getting around on your feet the normal way. And I'm going to try to race one of these cars here, and I am going to be doing kind of good at the start. So see, I'm getting good distance on this car. It is going very slowly, so it's probably not a good alternative to cars, but if you're in like the mountains or something where there's not a lot of vehicles around, it's probably a good way to get out. Alright, now the next cheat we're going to be looking at is the wanted level up cheat. So to activate this cheat, you're going to want to put in the code R1, R1, circle, R2, left, right, left, right, left, right. And as you can see, my wanted level just increased by 1 star. So that's what this cheat does. It just adds 1 star to your wanted level. So it doesn't make it go up to 5 stars right away. You have to keep putting it in to get to 5 stars if that's what you want. As you see here, I keep putting it in just to show you that you can get to 5 stars, but if you only did it once, you'd only get 1 star. Only did it twice, you'd get 2 stars, and so on. I have a 5-star level because of that cheat. So I'm taking a lot of damage, so I'm going to run over here and show you the next cheat, which is the max health and armor cheat. And the code for this cheat is circle, L1, triangle, R2, X, square, circle, right, square, L1, L1, L1. And if you look down below my map in the corner, you can see that my health has been fully replenished and I was given a full set of armor. But sometimes that's not going to be enough. As you can see, my armor is already gone and it's only been a few seconds. So you might want to use the Invincibility cheat. And the code for the Invincibility cheat is right, X, right, left, right, R1, right, left, X, triangle. And if you look in the right corner, you can see that it says Invincibility and it has a timer next to it. So unlike the other cheats, this cheat is actually timed, so it only lasts 5 minutes, and after that 5 minutes is up, you're no longer invincible. But absolutely nothing hurts you in this mode. Bullets don't do any damage, nothing does any damage, not even explosive damage. You're completely invincible in this mode. Alright, so now I'm using my special ability to take out these cops. And every character in the game has their own special ability, which does its own unique thing. And it doesn't last that long, but if you want to keep using it, you can use the refill special ability cheat, which is activated by putting in the code XX square R1 L1X right left X. And now if you look at the bar, it's fully replenished, so I can get back to disposing of the cops effectively. And some of them are taking quite a lot of bullets to kill. Now, as you can see, my invincibility is almost worn off, and I still have a pretty high wanted level. So I'm going to show you the lower wanted level cheat. Now, to lower your wanted level, you're going to put in the code R1, R1, circle, R2, right, left, right, left, right, left. So just like the raise wanted level cheat, it lowers your wanted level just by 1 star. So if you're rocking a 5-star, don't expect to be able to walk away after just 1 input of the code. The code is also very similar to the code for the raise wanted level cheat, which is pretty convenient because if you've memorized one, you've practically memorized both of them, but you're going to want to make sure you're putting in the right one so you don't accidentally raise your wanted level when you're trying to lower it. And you can see all those cops completely forgot what I did wrong and they're just walking away. And it's kind of funny to see them all standing there. They've just decided to go home. They've had enough of it, I guess. I don't know. I guess they're off shift now. Their time's up. They can go punch out. But the next cheat we're going to look at is the Skyfall cheat. And this cheat is kind of weird, but the code to enter it in is L1, L2, R1, R2, left, right, L1, L2, R1, R2, left, right. So as you can see, your screen will go black for a couple seconds, but when the game comes back on, you're spawned in the middle of the air and you're just free falling without a parachute. And that's an important thing to note, that even if you have a parachute equipped, it doesn't matter. Once you activate this cheat, you're not going to be able to use it. So if you don't have the invincibility cheat on, you're probably going to want to aim for the ocean or else you're going to die. So that's exactly what I'm doing right here. And now I need to get back to shore, but that's going to take quite a while, so that's why I'm going to use the fast swimming cheat. And the code for the fast swimming cheat is left, L1, right, R2, left, L2, right. And just like the fast running cheat, it makes your character swim much faster if you hold the swim button or if you tap the swim button. So you go way faster than you normally swim. And it's really helpful because if you're out in the deep ocean and you don't have a boat, it would take forever to swim back. But this way you can swim back way quicker. And as you can see, I get to the shore pretty fast. And that's only using the cheat. It's not sped up or anything. So the next cheat I'm going to show you is the super jump cheat. And the code to activate this cheat is left, triangle, right, left, square, R1, R2. And this cheat makes your character jump much higher than he normally does. Now, if you just tap the jump button, you will still jump much higher, but if you hold it, you can actually increase how high you're jumping. So I can quickly just jump up onto the pier and jump around, and it's good for getting up buildings that you can't normally access. You can just simply jump up onto them. And not only do you jump really high, but you also jump really far. So you can leap over things like buildings or cars or people. And the next cheat we're going to look at is the slow motion aiming cheat. The code to activate this cheat is square, L2, R1, triangle, left, square, L2, right, X. And this cheat's kind of unique from the others because there's actually tiers to this cheat. So as you can see, it says cheat activated slow motion aim level 1. So if you do it again, it will go to level 2, and that will increase how slow it is when you aim in. So as you can see with this cheat, everything goes in slow motion, but only when you aim in with a gun. So you can run around at normal speed, but then when you go to shoot something, you can make everything go slow, which is really helpful. It's kind of like Michael's special ability, but it's only slow motion when you're aiming, so you don't have to worry about getting around in slow motion. And it goes all the way up to level 3. That's the highest level of slow-mo you can get. And as you can see, it's very slow at level 3. And if you do it again, it will just deactivate it. There is no level 4. This works on all guns that you can aim with. So even if I take out the minigun here, it's still in slow motion. Not a gun you really have to be accurate with. So that's probably not how you're going to utilize this cheat. And as you can see, I deactivated the cheat. And the next cheat we're going to look at is the slow motion cheat. And the code to activate the slow motion cheat is triangle, left, right, square, R2, R1. And this cheat's very similar to the last cheat, except instead of being slow motion when you aim, it's slow motion all the time. So I'm driving, I'm not just driving slow here, I'm driving a normal speed. Well, actually, I'm probably driving pretty fast, but it's just in slow motion. And like the last cheat, this cheat is also tiered, so there's 3 levels to this cheat. I'm at level 2 now, so it's slower than level 1, but not quite as slow as if I were to go to level 3. And this fight is taking quite a long time because it's in slow motion, and it doesn't really give you an advantage, but maybe you would like to see all the little details this game has to offer. And then if I put the code in one more time, the code gets deactivated. Now the next cheat is the moon gravity cheat, and the code for this cheat is left, left, L1, R1, L1, right, left, L1, left. So if I were to jump off this building, you can see it takes me longer to fall down than it normally would, but fall damage still does affect you in this mode, so I died right there. And this cheat makes the gravity much lower. It's not like jumping on the moon, but if I get hit by that car right there, you can see that my body stays in the air much longer. And that's pretty much what it does, is everything just stays in the air longer. When you blow things up, they stay in the air longer. If I blow up this light post right here, you can see it does a little spin before it touches down to the earth. And if I blow up a car, if I can blow up a car, right there you can see maybe that's the hood of the car, that might be a door, I'm not sure, but it has a very long air time. And it works on all the stuff that you can blow up in this game. It also works if you throw grenades. Grenades will actually stay in the air longer too. So on to the next cheat, which is the slippery cars cheat. And the code for this one is triangle R1, R1, left, R1, L1, R2, L1. Now this cheat might not be immediately noticeable if you're not in a car, but basically it gets rid of all the traction that your car had on the road. So I'm not purposely spinning out right here. I'm trying to just drive straight forward, and my tires just cannot get a grip of the ground. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to affect the NPCs in the game, so they drive normal, and you just have the hardest time in the world to do something simple like back out of a parking spot or go into a parking spot. And I'm going to show you on another car just to show you that it wasn't just this car. So this man over here kindly let me borrow his car so I could demonstrate. And this one actually handles a little bit better. That might be because it's a sports classic car, but it's still a lot harder, and the cars just sort of slide around. And I end up crashing here because I cannot control my car properly because of this cheat. So your car will spin around a lot like that, but you can sort of develop a strategy where when your car spins around to face the other direction, if you back up, and then when it spins again, if you go forward, you can kind of get somewhere. And the next cheat in GTA 5 is the weather cheat. So the code for this cheat is R2, X, L1, L1, L2, L2, L2 square. And what this cheat does is it just changes the weather. So as you can see, I just changed the weather to extra sunny weather. Now there's 9 different weather types that you can activate with this cheat, but it goes in a specific order. So you can't just automatically activate whatever weather you want. You have to cycle through them. I show you the order it goes here, but the order starts with extra sunny. So no matter what the weather is, the first one that will come up is extra sunny. And then if I put the code in again, you'll see the next weather option, which is clear weather. So still a nice day, but not quite extra sunny like the first one was. And then if I put the code in again, if I can actually get it on the first try this time, you get cloudy weather. So there's more clouds in the sky. Some of the weather options are much more noticeable than the others. But if I put the code in again, the next weather option you get is smoggy weather. So, you know, that classic LA smog can just be seen. Things are a little blurrier in the distance, or they can't be seen as well because of all the smog. And this is a good cheat for if you like to make videos in GTA, and there's a specific scene that maybe you want the weather to be a certain way for dramatic effect or something, you could just quickly bang out this cheat code and you have your scene all set up. But the next weather option is overcast weather. So much more cloudy. The clouds are darker gray. And for the most part, the order makes a lot of sense. It started really sunny, and then it got less sunny, and then it got cloudy. And then, so if you put in the code again, you get rainy weather. And as you can see, it's clearly raining. There's puddles on the ground. The sun isn't out. The sky's covered with clouds. But we can actually turn this up a notch with the next weather option, which is thundery weather. So in addition to the downpour, there is now lightning, as you can see up there, and thunder, of course, follows along with it. One thing to note is that it doesn't matter what the current weather is when you type in this code, it will always follow this cycle. So if it's already raining and you've never put this code in before, the first time you put in this code, it's going to go to the sunny weather. It's not going to go to thundery weather. It's going to start at the beginning of the cycle, and then if you have typed in this code before, the next time you do it, it will leave off at whatever point in the cycle you were on. But the next weather option there is clearing weather, so it's not raining as hard, the sun's coming back out, and it's kind of that transition between rain and a sunny day. But the last option we have is one of the best. It's snowy weather, and it really doesn't snow a lot in this game, so that's cool that you can just make it snow. There is no snow on the ground, it's just in the air, but it's still kind of nice. So the next cheat is the give weapons and ammo cheat. And as you can see, I've just been busted by the cops, and of course when you do that, if you get arrested in this game, it's very rare. Most of the time the cops will just kill you, but if you do get arrested, they take away all of your ammo. So if I go through my inventory, you can see that I don't have any ammo for all my guns. But this cheat will fix that. So the code for this cheat is triangle R2 left L1 X right triangle down square L1, L1, L1. And now that I have the cheat, you can see that I have gotten ammo for most of my guns. If you do the cheat again, it will give you even more ammo, and then if you do it again, it'll give you more ammo until you get full ammo. But there are only a few specific guns that it will give you ammo for. And this next cheat is the parachute cheat. So in the game, parachutes are a one-time use thing. Once you use it, you do not get another use again. So if you want to give yourself another parachute, or if you never had one in the first place, the code is left, right, L1, L2, R1, R2, R2, left, left, right, L1. And you can see now I have a parachute in my inventory, so I can just jump off this building and get down safely. Alright, so this cheat is the BMX cheat, and the code to spawn in a BMX is left, left, right, right, left, right, square, circle, triangle, R1, R2. And there are several different vehicle cheats in the game, and they all do the same thing, they just spawn in a different vehicle. So you have to make sure you have enough space so that the vehicle can actually fit in wherever you're trying to spawn it. And then once you spawn it in, you can do whatever you want with it. So you can do some BMX tricks like I'm doing. You can blow it up, you can keep it, you can customize it, it's all yours. But if the BMX isn't your speed, if you want something a little faster, you can spawn in the PCJ 600, which is one of the motorcycles in the game. And the code to spawn this in is R1 right, left, right, R2 left, right, square right, L2, L1, L1. So I'm going to try to get away from the cops here, and I did not make it very far. So the motorcycle might have been faster, but it was not fast enough. So the next cheat I'm going to show you is the cheat to spawn in a Comet. Now the code for this cheat is R1 circle, R2 right, L1, L2, XX square, R1. Now the Comet is one of the sports cars in this game, so it's a pretty nice car. I just spawned it in there. And one thing to note about the vehicles is since there are many different colors they can come in, every time you activate the cheat, it will just spawn in as a random color. There's no way to choose which color you want. But that's not a big deal. You can just keep putting the cheat in until you get the one you want, or you can just take it to the shop and get it painted. Now, if you want a sports car, but you don't want this particular one, there is another sports car that you can spawn in with a cheat, and that is the Rapid GT. And the code for that one is R2, L1, circle right, L1, R1, right, left, circle R2. And I try to put the code in here while I have my phone out, and I did that on purpose so I could show you that you cannot put a code in, any cheat code in, while you have your cell phone out. So I tried again, and there it is. There's the car, ready for me to use, and I take off, and I think I immediately crashed this one. Yep, there it is. So the next vehicle cheat I'm going to show you is the Limo, and the code to spawn in a Limo is R2, right, L2, left, left, R1, L1, circle, right. Now the Limo in this game is known as the Stretch, but it's just your average Limo, and there's no real point in having a Limo in this game because you can't make anyone else drive it for you. So you have a Limo, but you have to drive it, so is there really a point to having a Limo? And now we are arriving at the golf course, which is perfect to show you the next vehicle cheat, which is the Caddy. And the code to spawn in a Caddy is circle L1, left R1, L2, X, R1, L1, circle X. And although this is a small vehicle, I didn't have enough space to put it in, so I had to reposition myself. So you really need to make sure there's enough space, even if it's a small vehicle. The game is very finicky about having enough space. So the Caddy is just a simple golf cart. Not the fastest vehicle, not the most stylish vehicle, but one that you can have a lot of fun messing around in, and I'm just going to drive around the golf course. But now it's time to move on to bigger and better things, which brings me to the Buzzard cheat. Now to spawn in a Buzzard, the code is circle, circle, L1, circle, 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 L1, L2, R1, triangle, circle, triangle. And there you go, you get your Buzzard, which is an attack helicopter that features missiles and machine guns. So you can just go fly away and cause chaos. And as you can see, there are two different settings for the missiles. You get your normal homing missiles, but then you can turn that off. So if you don't want to be as accurate and you want to miss everything, you can do that. But now for the next cheat, we have the Sanchez. To spawn in a Sanchez, you're going to want to put in the code circle X L1 circle circle L1 circle R1 R2 L2 L1 L1. And there you go, you get your own Sanchez dirt bike, so you can go off-roading or on-roading if you want to do that. And like I said before about the color of your vehicle, the Sanchez comes in many different liveries, so it just spawns in a random one each time. The next vehicle cheat is an interesting one. It is the Trashmaster. The code for this is circle R1, left, left, R1, L1, circle right. But as you can see, and as you probably guessed, the Trashmaster is the garbage truck in this game. So not the most elegant of vehicles, not the most graceful. It didn't flip over that jump, so you have to give it that. But if you ever wanted to fulfill your lifelong dream of being a garbage truck driver, you don't even have to leave the house to do that, because you can just do that in GTA. But I'm going to get out and show you the Stunt plane cheat, which is circle right L1 L2 left R1 L1 L1 left left X triangle. And there it is, it spawns a stunt plane. They come in many different colors, but it's a small, very maneuverable plane that might be good if you want to do the knife flight challenges, although cheat codes will disable the trophy for that, so you have to be careful about that. And that brings us to our final cheat code, which is another plane, and this time it is the Duster. And the code to spawn in a Duster is right, left, R1, 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 left, triangle, triangle, X, circle, L1, L1. And if you want to spawn this in, you might have better luck doing it not in the middle of the city, because you really need a lot of space to spawn this in. And while you're doing the cheat, if you happen to press the R1 button, which is one of the buttons that you have to press to activate this cheat, it will make your character run over somewhere to take cover like you saw my character do. So that, even if you're facing a direction where there's a lot of space, that could mess it up. And this plane, I had a lot of trouble finding enough space to take off, but I do make it in the air, although it's not for that long before I crash and it gets grounded again. But those were all the cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation. I hope you had a lot of fun with these cheats, and I hope they come in handy.